Thank you for having me.
Let me just be sure. So Pwalugu is between Northeast and Upper East, or is just in Upper East?
So Pwalugu, so if you look at the Pwalugu Dam, the Pwalugu River, that's the white water. It is the boundary, the administrative boundary between Upper East and Northeast. So that is the boundary that separates the two.
I see.
Now, so you have the river. The river is partly in Talensi district, and it's also in the Walwale district, and particularly where the contract is supposed to take place is known as Kurugu. Kurugu is just a village just by Wulugu. So that's exactly where, which is in the northeast. What do you call it?
So the physical dam which they plan to construct would be in the northeast region, not upper east region.
Yeah, so it will be. So it's said part. Remember that when they dump it, there is a well which is going to take about a huge portion of the land. Part of the land will be in upper east, and part of the land that will be consumed by the river, and the dam will be in upper northeast.
I see. The president said that it was going to be one of the biggest projects in one of the video clips that are making the rounds. Your team went there over the weekend. What did you find, or what did you see?
Well, you're right. This weekend, we felt that, look, we needed to go to check what was the status of work at the dam for two reasons. The first reason was that this is supposed to be a hydro dam because it's supposed to produce between 50 and 60 megawatts of power. That will not only augment our installed generation capacity, but it will also stabilize the quality of power in terms of the voltage. Was going to stabilize particularly the northern part of Ghana. But more importantly, the fact that it was also, if you look at it, was a multi-purpose project. It was also supposed to irrigate thousands and thousands of hectares of farmland, such that in our northern part of Ghana, where the job is predominantly farming, and unfortunately for us, we just have only 3 months of farming in the 12 months. So in a year, we just only have 3 months of rainfall, and so usually we don't have between for the rest of the months. That will be talking about 8 months. I mean 9 months. That they simply do not have anything to do. It explains why you will see a lot of people coming down, particularly from that area, that's the northeast area, coming down to Accra to do Kari and what have you. Because after the farming season, they have nothing to do again, and they have to come. So as part of the project and the rationale that was given, and this is the project that cuts across because part of the feasibility study had been done under the previous government. So when government came with that project, gave us even a total cost of about $993 million. Even though we felt that they had padded the project, we felt that it was a project that was going to help our people. Suddenly, every time you ask, they said they were working on it, until the Auditor General's report that suggested that, look, $12 million had already been given to the contractor. So it's okay. Let's go and see what this $12 million has been used for. And no matter when we got there, we were shocked to our bones that not only were they not doing anything there, we had just about a few hundreds of blocks that were there, which the contractor has sold to the individual. There were a few chickens that were also there. That has also been sold to another person, and the contractor has moved from the site. So we even understand that he has demobilized and moved back to his country. And so we realized that this thing has not been done. And so we were very shocked, and that's what we saw. And particularly at the time, and I speak with this with a bit of pain and sadness, that look, at a time when we are trying to give people jobs and making them to halt the drift of our young ladies and our mothers coming from the north to Accra to do Kayaye, we felt that this was a project that was going to give these people some jobs. But instead of Bawumia, who even hails from that place, to be interested in that, we were rather creating safe havens for them in Accra by building hostels and encouraging them to rather come to Accra and leave exactly what they are very comfortable at doing, which is basically in the farming. And then because some of these people, they come and they go through dehumanizing experiences. They go through dehumanizing experiences. And we felt that if these people were given the capacity to be engaged in very fruitful economic venture, they will not come. The only reason why they come to Accra is because of those things. And so when we went, that's what we saw. We saw nothing apart from a plain place that was there, to a few chickens that had been sold to the indigents, and a few blocks that had also been sold. So the contractor had demobilized and then left the site.
But was there at least a camp where contractors are supposed to be operating from?
No. So there was no camp. So where the place that was supposed to be their camp was where we went and saw blocks. And I'm telling you, these were about 200 blocks or so. And then about one heap of what they call it, chickens that were there. And so we then asked, and they said, in fact, the chief of the area said that, no, those things have been sold to individuals, so they are now for even individuals from that village in Kogo. And so nothing, absolutely nothing.
This project was reignited under your administration 2013. What was the level of work at the time, if there was any at all?
So in fact, it was not only Pwalugu. We were dealing with the Pwalugu Dam, the Heman. Then we also intended doing the dumping the Ankubra. So there were 3 different mini dams we thought that we could build, because now as a country we have exhausted all our water resources. We've done the Bui now. We've done the Pool. We've done the Akosombo Isa proper. And so all the other possible areas where we can have hydro dams is just on the basis of just to do mini hydros. And that will give you in the range between 30 megawatts and 60 megawatts. So that was it. So we decided to first we need to do a feasibility study. And you also need to do a social impact assessment. Remember that, for example, if you were to take the Pwalugu Dam, not only are you constructing the dam and then constructing a hydro design, you are going to displace not less than 4,200 families. And so there was supposed to be, we needed first to do the study. And the study was going to give us the environmental impact assessment and again the social impact assessment. So we were supposed to do all those feasibility and then look to do the proper technical feasibility. So actually that had been done. What this current government came to do was to validate that particular study that had been done. And on the strength of that, do the construction as the first phase. And that was for the hydro dam. Unfortunately, they stopped there. They made all fanfare, said it was like, if you recall, there were many times, anytime they asked, they gave us different reasons. And I, as an individual, asked a parliamentary question on it, as to the status of the Pwalugu Dam. Unfortunately, anytime they came, they said, the contractor has come outside, is mobilizing to come and start the project. They were giving us timelines upon timelines in which he was going to start. Until we got to we didn't even know that they had released money. Only we got to know that $12 million, if we have to look at it at today's exchange rate of 16, that should be giving you roughly around 150 million Ghana cedis. And so when you have a situation of such an amount of money given out and not even a single pin that has been done, you will know that this is serious financial loss to the state. And as a country, we need to deal with it. And that's why my colleague that I went with, and that is the ranking member for Mines and Energy, Honorable Singapore, in his conversation had indicated that this is an area that we should be investigating and see whether there are possible crimes that have been committed.
So the 12 million has been paid to these contractors. As the committees of parliament, are there ways you can have this money returned? Has the BOG governor said anything suggesting that the money was not paid? I mean, the money that was paid will be returned because no work has been done? Or could it be that this money was for what is called feasibility studies, and so that's the end?
No, so the feasibility study had been done. Part of it was even sponsored by the World Bank, and part of it was sponsored by the Brazilian government. We didn't even know that there was an expenditure until the Auditor General's report came up. So it was only when the Auditor General's report came out, then we saw that there had been an expenditure to that effect, and it was to the tune of 12 million. And we're asking exactly what they used the 12 million for. These are the answers that we are not getting, and that's part of the reasons why we decided that, look, Okay, so we cannot just for a moment just say that we are doubting government. Let's go to the site and see what is happening. And then we realize that nothing has been done. So it behoves on government to, as it were, find a way of ensuring that these monies are retrieved. And whoever is involved in it, because of course, you must first be able to know the performance of the person, the contractor, vis-a-vis the amount of money you have given out. And there are contractual agreements and there are obligations within the contract that they would have given to the contractor. And if $12 million, you can't find anything there. And even the small that we saw, and that was the blocks that were about 200 of them that were there, that even those ones have been sold to the indigenes of the place. It tells you that, look, there's crime to be investigated. And whoever is involved in this must be made to face the request of the law.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you for having me.
That's Honorable Edward Bawa. He's NDC MP for Bongo. They went to the Pwalugu site.